beautiful day. It's my turn to fly, so girls get in line, 'cause I'm easy, no playing this guy like a fool. 'Cause now I'm alright. You might have had me caged before, but not tonight. And you may not believe that, baby, I'm relieved. This fire inside, yeah, burns too bright. I don't wanna say so long, I just wanna say goodbye. It's a beautiful day, and I can't stop myself from smiling. If I drink and then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying that it's a beautiful day. The sun is out and the music's playing, and even if it started raining, you won't hear this boy complaining. 'Cause I'm glad that you're the one who got away. 'Cause if you ever think I'll take up my time with thinking of our breakup, then you've got another thing coming your way. 'Cause it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Oh, baby, any day that you're gone away, it's a beautiful day.
I've been thinking about time and where does it go? How can I stop my life from passing me by? I don't know. I've been thinking about family, now it's going so fast. Will I wake up one morning just wishing that I could go back? I've been thinking about lately, maybe I can make a change and let it change me. So with all of my heart, this is my prayer. Singing, oh, Lord, keep me in the moment. Help me live with my eyes wide open. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. Singing, oh, Lord, show me what matters. Throw away what I'm chasing after. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. Keep me in the moment. Oh, keep me in the moment. Keep me in the moment. I don't wanna miss what you have for me. When I wake up in the morning, Lord, touch my heart. Don't let me stray, I just wanna stay where you are. All I got is one shot, one try, one go around in this beautiful life. Nothing is wasted when everything's placed in your hands. Singing, oh, Lord, keep me in the moment. Help me live with my eyes wide open. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. Singing, oh, Lord, show me what matters. Throw away what I'm chasing after. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. Keep me in the moment. Oh, keep me in the moment. Keep me in the moment. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. I've been thinking about heaven and the promise you hold. So it's all eyes on you until the day you call me home. Singing, oh, Lord, keep me in the moment. Help me live with my eyes wide open. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. I don't wanna miss, I don't wanna miss. Singing, oh, Lord, show me what matters. Throw away what I'm chasing after. 'Cause I don't wanna miss what you have for me. Yeah. Keep me in the moment. Oh, keep me in the moment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. So good to have you here as part of our Sonder Social, and welcome to December 1st and our monthly setup. We're so excited to have you all. I'm Jennifer Krippner, and I'll be your facilitator this evening. And in the chat, I have with me Maya Martin Glenn, and she'll be helping you and conversing with you in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to just set them up to her, and she'll be with us this evening as well. So I'm from Minnesota, and I'm glad to be here with you. I've been part of the Silk and Sonder family for almost coming up on 2 years. Super excited about that. Just as the pandemic started, I was looking for a new way to keep track of my calendar, a new way to think about how do I journal, and I came across a Silk and Sonder ad and just fell completely in love with this. And I'm super excited to see many first timers here from all over the country, as well as many Silk and Sonder members like me that have been around for quite a while. So we're going to have a great time tonight getting set up. I love the pillars of Silk and Sonder Meha that the founder has created for all of us to really come together as a community to provide clarity, connection, compassion, which was the theme in November. And then really be part of a broader community. And that's what you're going to find here tonight, is being part of a community and really being there for one another. And I have loved that part of Sonder, being part of Silk and Sonder. You can see here on the screen that I have right now that you all will be entered into a self-care gift raffle just by being part of the event tonight. We encourage you to take pictures of how you're setting up for the month. Share them with us either on Instagram, if you follow us on Instagram, or if you're part of the app. And if you aren't part of the app, these 2 QR codes, you can download the app right now while you're with us. If you're an Apple user, on the left-hand side, you can just take your camera on your phone and put it up towards that QR code. Once the camera registers that image, a little at the very top will appear, and you'll be able to click on that link and download the app, and same for the Android users. So we welcome you to be part of that app. There's lots of things that'll take place in there that you'll be excited about. And then this month's theme, indulgence. Maybe you weren't sure about that theme when you got your journal. Maybe you were like, "Ooh, that's an interesting theme," or that really resonates with me. Some of the first things I thought of, oh boy, here comes December, all the food and the drink and the gifts and all of that. And I kind of just paused for a moment. I think, I don't really need all that food and drink and all of those things. So I started to think about indulgence, and I started to think about what Silk and Sonder has meant to me this past year and how it's really helped me in my self-care journey. And I thought, there's been so much grace and goodness in my life, and I have so much gratitude. And I thought, what if I really turned indulgence, that theme of indulgence for me, into that? And so how about if I focus on indulging my month of December into kindness and into gratitude, and how might I look for more of those opportunities? And so as I think about setting my journal up for this month and thinking about how I might look at the prompts or different things with the theme of indulgence, how I might turn it from that aspect versus, I know I don't need any more food or drinks or overspending or more items like that. So this is how I'm going to approach this theme for myself. And you have every opportunity to make it what you want and make it you think what it might be for you. So I just thought I'd share that with you as well. Here's our agenda for the evening. We will start off with a Silk and Sonder journal prompt, which is called Rosebud and Thorn. Then we will turn to page 8, which is reflecting on last month. We'll then flip to page 9, which is setting our intentions for the next month. We'll focus on one of the trackers We'll learn lots of tips and tricks from one another. We'll be sharing in the chat. And then I will do a closing activity focusing on indulgence and what that can look like for each and every one of us. And so as we go to the next beginning of our evening together, I invite you to turn your journal. And I think maybe in the chat, I saw perhaps maybe somebody doesn't have their journal yet. Just take a blank piece of paper. And I invite you to write down these 3 words: rose, bud, and thorn. You don't need to write the description of them if you don't want to. I'll leave this up on my screen. But rose, bud, and thorn. Rose resembles a success or a win that you've had in the last week, or if you'd like to reflect on the past month of November, you can choose either one you'd like to do. But something that's gone really well. A bud represents a new or an emerging opportunity. So something that may turn into a rose eventually, something that's on the brink of happening. And then the thorn is a challenge or a struggle or something that's kind of been gnawing at you, like, just not really, meeting your expectation. So those are 3 things that I'd like you to journal about for the next probably couple minutes or so. So a rose, a bud, and a thorn. I think Maya's sharing with you in the chat what those are. I'll leave it up on my screen. I'm just going to play a song for you. I'm going to turn off of my video. And as you write those out in your journal on that notes page, I also invite you to share in the chat when you're done journaling about those, what 1 or 2 that you'd like to share with the broader community this evening, and see how we might support each other through that. So I will be back here just in a few minutes and look forward to reading some of these out and sharing some shared experiences. Isn't it fun to share and see what other people are talking about and thinking about as far as their successes and wins, new emerging opportunities, and those thorns, some of those common things that we all struggle with, such as, I think I saw somebody say teenagers. I had 4 of those at one point. And so really, thanks for sharing that, Carrie, with your teenager. I smiled and I cringed all at the same time because I remember very well. I forgot to share my examples before, so I apologize for that. But my rose was that I was able to have all 4 of my kids, now not teenagers anymore, but all grown and on their own, for Thanksgiving. And that was definitely a plus. It's really hard to get them all together on the same day. So that was really fun. A bud or emerging opportunity for me is in a few weeks, I'm going to be in Orlando speaking on a national stage for my job. So I'm excited about that and presenting. And a thorn for me is I'm still struggling with trying to get on a regular exercise routine. And so that's my rosebud and thorn for the last month. That's my reflection period. I'd like to read a few from the chat. Tegan, her rose was showing up for herself for myself with Silk and Sonder this month. So thanks for being here. It's a really good commitment, and we're excited that you're here. Your bud is a high potential for job promotion, so we'll be rooting for you with that. Your thorn, dating in Denver with a big UGG. We wish you luck with that. Barb, your rose, like mine, was getting together with family again for Thanksgiving. Elizabeth, your bud, you have 2 job interviews and I'm hoping for a 3rd. We wish you well with that. Nicole, your bud is starting this Silk and Sonder practice. So welcome, and we're excited. We hope that you enjoy this as well. Christine, your thorn is you're recovering from surgery and I'm very limited. It's a 12-week process. We're sorry to hear that, and we're hoping that every day is just a little bit closer to feeling better and getting back to healing. And then Regina Rose, your 13-year-old boy confiding in you about his crush. Oh, that's so sweet. You feel honored and privileged that he shared that with you willingly, and just treasure that time and maybe write it down in your journal and talk a little bit about how that made you feel, because those are precious, precious times. So thanks for sharing with us about that. That is what's rosebud and thorn. And I love this. And in my planner and the week, I know we're not going to the weekly page, but every week at the end of the week on the meal plan page, I usually write down for the week what my rose and bud thorn were. And I try to carry it over from week to week, just thinking it's just really good to reflect back on what went well, what could potentially become a rose, and then what areas struggled, and am I seeing any patterns there? So thanks for walking through the rosebud and thorn with me. All right, we're going to move on to reflections, and I'd like you to all take your journals and turn to page 8. And it will say November reflections at the top of it. And there'll be these 5 areas, wins, hiccups, favorite moments, hard moments, and what do I want to start, stop, and continue. And so some ideas and some other Sonder fam members, ways that they filled this out. The one on the left just used a black pen, and they used some arrows and bullet points. Under their hiccups, they actually did one for each week. So they had some things, maybe some just things that just unexpected things that didn't go well. And not necessarily a hard moment, but just things that popped up during the week that they're like, I didn't really expect that. So maybe some unexpected things. And then at the very bottom, they just took all 3 lines and wrote start, stop, and continue. On the right-hand side, you can just see they use different colored markers. They just wrote 1 line per thought, or 2 lines per thought. It's just free flowing. Remember, there's no right or wrong here. This is completely up to you on how you want to use this page. Some people just use one word. I just wrote bullet points, like for my November wins, I put wellness, I put time with kids, and I put less travel for work. Those were the three things. My November hiccups, I put a few boss moments. Just a few frustrating times. That's all I had for my hiccups. My favorite moments were Thanksgiving and the day after. My November hard moment was a family dynamic. And then my start and continue. I started with continue because positivity. I've been trying really hard at that. My start is exercising, somewhat like what I said I needed to do. And then stop, say no all the time. So those were my November reflections. And so I invite you to spend some time on your own. I'm going to play another song. I'm going to turn off my camera and just make it your own. Think back to the month of November and share in the chat maybe one section or two sections that you'd like to share out with the group. Maybe a favorite moment, or maybe a win, or maybe there was a hard moment that you'd like our support from, or maybe you'd like to do stop, start, and continue. We'd like to hear from you, and we'd like to support you. So take some time to fill this out. I'm going to play a couple songs, and I'll see you back here shortly. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sharing in the chat. Wow, lots of really good things. Rachel, her win, I was really good about leaving work at home and doing minimal work from home most days this month. So that's fabulous. Good job, Jackie. Your hiccup, introvert overload. A lot of interactions in 1 week left you tired. I can imagine that. Hopefully you found a way to get rested and re-energized. Shelby, your hiccup was your first Thanksgiving without your papa. I'm sorry about that. Your win was that you read more books in the last month since graduating with your master's a year ago. Congratulations. Let's see, Jamie, your win, we got to see your family in person for the first time in over a year. That's fabulous. Regina, your hiccup was your 1-year-old getting sick with RSV. I'm sorry to hear about that. Hopefully they are feeling better. Kelly, hard moment. Several looking for a house you can afford to buy. That's got to be tough too. It's a tough market, and that takes a lot of energy and time, I'm sure. And Tracy, your favorite moment was board games with the whole family during Thanksgiving. Lots of good things to reflect on over the last weekend with the holiday as well. So it is fun to reflect on favorite moments as well, and really to think about how they can carry over into December too. We're so tough on ourselves sometimes, I think, sometimes remembering some of the negative things. So hopefully thinking about those wins and favorite moments can, help us, truly place positive intentions towards trying to live out our best lives. As we think about our intentions, I'd like us just to turn our journal over into the intentions page. And there's 6 areas that we can focus on. And I'd just like to remind you that this is just a guide. And if these categories don't fit well with your life, just take some tape or a marker sticking out, just cross them out and make a new category for yourself. They can be whatever you'd like them to be. I am going to take money management out of that area. My husband is a retired financial planner, so I'm going to make that category indulgence. So I'm going to carry the theme of the month into this intention setting page. So again, grab your markers, grab your washi tape, make this your own. I'm going to share a couple pages of ideas for you as well. But remember, this is for you. Nobody's judging, nobody's looking. You can make it your own, and we're going to have some fun with this. So here's some ideas. You can use the theme. I just talked about that. I'm going to use it just for one box. You can use the theme for every intention if you like. You could use a song, a quote, or a tradition for each of the sections. Or you could just state, how do you want to feel about each of those sections? I personally like to focus on what I want to do more of in each of those areas, or you could even just pick a color. What color represents a feeling in each of those areas? So here's some examples. I love this one on the left-hand side. They love Disney princesses and stickers. And so under personal life, they say, find the joy, live for you, put you first, be happy. And so they're using stickers, they're using words, positive words, and just different bullet points of how they want to feel about each category there. In the middle, you can see they used a couple stickers. They used 1 or 2 areas. You can see under money management, they want to do mindful spending, focused on my needs and goals when spending. So just a couple different ways where they want to focus. And then on the right-hand side, you can see they just used a word. So under spiritual health, they wrote rest. Under physical health, movement. Under key relationships, presence. So many different examples, a couple more to come. The top left, again, just a couple words, very fun and creative colors and coloring and different imagery that they've used. Mine is in the middle. I want to do more time being present before prayer, more time for me, more movement during the day, more time with my husband, more time to indulge kindness this month for others, and more time visualizing my dreams. And then on the right, you can see how they use different stickers and just different bullets with lines, stick to my budget, walking every day. So different action items there. And so these are, like I said, just examples. I can go back and forth between the couple pages for you as you get to spend a little bit of time filling out your intentions for the month of December. And think about how you, maybe you're going to carry intentions over from November. Maybe you're thinking about intentions as you close out the year of 2021. You know what? You don't have to fill every box either. Maybe you just want to pick 2 boxes. There's nobody saying that you have to do all of it. And so I just invite you to maybe just pause and think about how your intentions for this month might fit for you. And as you think about that, feel free to share in the chat once you're done filling out this page to the degree that you'd like to fill it out. Maybe you just like to think about times, things that you'd like to put on there. Maybe you'd like to just put them on sticky notes for now. And then when we're done concluding the session tonight, maybe then you'd like to think about how you'd like to design this page. It's up to you completely. All right, here we go. Have some fun. I just love all the ideas flowing for this prompt. I think it's great. This intentions page is amazing. I'm going to share a few more out of the chat. And Sandy says for money, I'm going to write this down actually. And it's SRP, stop random purchases. PayPal makes it too easy. Just clicking those little buttons. Ashley, hers is spiritual is to have the Lord help me with my chronic illness. We send prayers for healing for you. Jackie, I have twice as much work this month, so my intention is to do my best, see mistakes as learning opportunities, and take time for self-care. Really good intentions there. We wish you well with that. Anne Marie, I really just want to get on top of housework to keep my home clean and peaceful. Jennifer says, reconnect with the little amount of family I have left. Such an important time to really think about how you do that. And then Nicole, professional goal, be a mentor. So excited for you as you think about reaching out for that. Thank you all for sharing in the chat with that as well. I think as we think about intentions and setting intentions, I really try hard to do that at the beginning of every month. I don't always meet all my intentions, but I think the beauty of setting intentions is really in putting the intention out there and starting to see the small changes incrementally, always being able to reflect and learn from them as well. I love going back and seeing how my intentions maybe have changed over a period of time. And you know, that's the beauty of Silk and Sonder, is being able to start fresh every month. And so I love the fact that we have a new journal starting December 1st and we get to start fresh. And so I'd like you to turn your journal to page 11. And we are going to focus on our tracker setup. And tonight we are going to focus on our habit tracker. So if you turn to page 11, we're going to go on our December tracker. I'm showing you a picture on my screen. And there's a couple things that I'd like to chat with you about as we think about our habit tracker on page 11. We can think about putting on there a few different things. We can think about starting a new habit. What kind of new habit do you want to think about forming? Or you could put on there, and you could think about what habit do you want to stop doing? Maybe there's a habit that you're doing now that you don't want to do. So something that's maybe not serving you well. Or perhaps there's things that you want to continue doing that are bringing you value, that you want to make sure that you can track to make sure that that helps you continue to do them. So those are just a few things about how you might want to think about habit trackers. Here's some tips and tricks as well. So different themes, different things that you might want to put on there. You could use indulgence as a way to ground you. If I'm thinking about how I might spread kindness or goodness and indulge my sense of compassion that way for others and really take it to the next level, I might want to put that on my habit tracker to see how I do it when I do it. You could focus on one area and fill it up that way. Or like I said, you continue those habits you've already started and want to continue, or you could do a combo of all those kinds of things. You could pick a self-care theme. Maybe it's brushing your teeth, and maybe it's washing your face and taking your vitamins and getting your walks in. Maybe it's those kinds of things that you want to just do a theme of true self-care types of things. Or maybe you want to look at your intentions that you just filled out, and maybe you want to carry a few of those over to see if they will help you track to be on course with fulfilling your intentions for the month. Maybe you just want to fill out 2 lines. Maybe you don't want to fill them all out. It's up to you. Like I said before, this is yours. You can do it as you wish. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of how people creatively have filled out other months. You can see this person on the left used hearts as a way to fill in when they have or have not completed that on that date. That person wrote exercise for 30 minutes in the dark purple or blue. The person in the middle picture filled out with the color when they completed their habit and just filled in a blank line when they didn't. And on the right hand side, you can see they just simply did a little squiggly line for when they had good sleep, water, exercise, skincare, supplements. And it looks like they suffered from a migraine on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And so that was the way they noticed that they didn't do those other habits. This person on the left-hand side decided to use a little bit of creativity in drawing different designs as a way to fill out when they completed their tracker there. And then same with the one on the right. So lots of different fun ways that you can think about that. Different ways that you can be creative in the coloring around the wheel. And like I said, you don't have to fill out every single one, but you can choose how you want to put on there and what you want to put in there. And so again, I'm going to give you some more ideas of different ways or things that you want to put on there. These are just some fun ideas. You don't have to use them. As you share in the chat, if you do use any of these, Maya's gonna keep track and highlight different areas that you guys are kind of seeing as a theme that comes up. But I'm going to give you some time to fill out your habit tracker. Remember to share with the Sonder fam here in the chat areas that you're going to be using as your habit tracker. And so I'm going to just share another song and we'll see you back here shortly. Oh my goodness, how fun was this to see light up? I love it. Play with the cats or the dogs. How fun. I love seeing the chat going back and forth with that. It's so true. How much fun does that give us? And seeing the laughter and um, those comments were fun too. So journaling, I love it that people are going to put that on their habit tracker, keep us accountable, right? Water is great, getting outside, reading, listening to the daily rituals. Those are fabulous. They just came out today on the Sonder Club app. So make sure you check those out. No cell phone before bed. I see a few hearts around that. That's a tough one, but what a good thing to start to try to track that as a habit. Taking your meds or your vitamins, doing something creative, practicing gratitude, listening to music, getting outside, learning new language. I love all of these ideas. Call or text loved ones. 5-minute morning ritual. Fabulous ideas. How fun is that? Anxious to see how everybody does with their habit tracking rituals, getting these things embedded into our daily lives. I think they're all positive things and really excited to see where this takes you. Thank you. Thanks for sharing and thanks for being such a supportive community to one another. Really fun to see how everybody's going to support each other and back and forth. Very neat. So I'd like to go on to our activity around indulgence. And like I said before, indulgence can mean many things to many people. And so I invite you to get out a notes page. So just a blank piece of paper, a blank page in your journal if you want to use one of those. And I invite you to just draw a line like a T, or if you want to be creative, you can draw a house and then an outside scene. And we're going to come up with some outside and some inside ideas for your indulgences for the month of December. I'd like you to write a list of indulgences you'd wish to experience this month that would take you both inside or outside. And then I'd like you to share in the chat your top 3. And so I just wrote a tea table. I'm not creative. I don't know how to draw a house or an outside scene. Anyway, I live in Minnesota, like I said, and I'm really hoping that we get a white Christmas. So I love to do snow angels. I like to walk outside, tubing. I like to stop and listen and observe to the sounds and the sights of the Christmas with the snow on the ground. Caroling, tree lighting, and light tours. We have some of that coming up here this weekend. Inside, I love my Hallmark movies, my hot cocoa. I love to sleep in on the weekends. I'm hoping to really carve out some good Silk and Sonder time, journaling, visualization, and then my one-on-one me time of wrapping gifts with candles under the tree. So that's what I'm sharing with you. I'm going to put back here the instructions, and I'm hoping Maya will put this in the chat as well. And I'm going to play another couple songs and give you some time to think about your indulgences over the next month of December, and inside ideas and outside ideas, and get creative on how you might want to draw this. Take some pictures once you're done drawing it as well, and we'd love for you to share it with the Sonder Club, and so that we can visually see how you came up with your fun ideas. All right, and we will be back here shortly. Welcome back. Thanks for sharing your fun ideas. It looks like we've got quite an array. Sandy says inside, she's going to decorate and wrap presents, build a fire and listen to Christmas music, working on a Bonnie Hunter mystery quilt. Oh, I'm interested in that. Outside, shoveling snow in the nighttime. I love that. Enjoying the quiet, seeing all the decorations. Gina, inside is bookstore, spa date, and movie date. Those are awesome. Jackie, outside, if it snows, I will use my snowshoes. Natalie, outside, feeling the sun on my face, walking and going to get a pedicure. Those are great ideas. Natalie, inside, knitting, napping, and watching cooking shows. I love that. Nicole, outside, forest walks, cross-country skiing, lunchtime sunshine, finding the best Christmas displays. All really fun ideas. Thanks everybody for participating in that. I'm really excited to see how you depicted that on paper. And so make sure to take pictures of how you drew that out and share that in the app. We really would appreciate that. Here's my playlist for the night. If you'd like to take a picture of that, if you enjoyed some of the piano or instrumental music, it was fun to put together for the night. And as we wrap up, I would just encourage you, if you aren't part of the Sonder Club, here's again the QR codes that we shared at the beginning. And then we also love your feedback. So we improve and change and enhance your experience for these Sonder socials all the time. And so this top QR code is the survey. We will also email you after the event, so you can take the same survey that way if you'd prefer to do it via email. And so again, share on Instagram, share in Sonder Club. We'd love to see how you were able to begin to set up your December Silk and Sonder journal this month. Maya and I thank you so much for coming to your Sonder Social December monthly setup. It's always great to connect with the community, to support one another, take time for really what matters most along your own journey. And really, again, connecting with one another. And it's really great to see your reflections, your intentions, your tracker set up, hearing what your rosebud and thorn was. Thanks for sharing tonight. And again, thanks so much for growing your own way and committing to what matters most. And so we hope to see you next time, and maybe potentially at another Sonder Social event. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. And with that, I'm going to play another song and enjoy the rest of your week.
I haven't always been this way. I wasn't born a renegade. I felt alone, still feel afraid. I stumble through it anyway. I wish someone would have told me that this life is ours to choose. No one's handing you the keys or a book with all the rules. The little that I know, I'll tell to you. When they dress you up in lies and you're left naked with the truth, you threw your head back and you spin in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know so far. So you might give yourself away, yeah, and pay full price for each mistake. But when the candy coating hides the razor blade, You can cut yourself loose and use that rage. I wish someone would have told me that this darkness comes and goes. People will pretend, but baby girl, nobody knows. And even I can't teach you how to fly, but I can show you how to live like your life is on the line. You throw your head back and you spit in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. Hey, that's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. I will be with you till the world blows up. Yes. Up and down and through till the world blows up. Yeah, yeah. When it's right or it's all up, till the world blows up, till the world blows up, and we will be enough. And until the world blows up, just throw your head back and spit in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. I will be with you till the world blows up.